Hello YouTube, I'm back with pretty much my final Donbrothers review. So today we take a look at the premium Bandai exclusive Legend Alter set. So this contains the final 4 alters that I'm not sure if they were released in the show, but yeah, I can't recall any one of these 4 appear in the show, but they're just like, or they're just toy exclusives. So yeah. So yes, again, this is a premium Bandai exclusive set. So from left to right, we got the Go Busters Alter, the Kyuranger Alter, the Kyuranger Alter, and the Kyuranger Alter. So, and of course, each one does come with their own mini gears. So here's Go Busters, Kyuranger, Kyuranger, and Kyuranger. So now, there does exist DX / Candy Toy / Gashapon versions of these gears. I do own 3 of them, so I do the Kyuranger, Kyuranger, and the Kyuranger ones, but not the Go Busters one. So yeah. So I just want to put that out. So we'll go look at these individually. So let's take a look at the Go Busters Alter. So first we're taking a look at is the Go Busters Alter. And you can tell this is designed after the CB01 Cheetah, who was Red Buster's Buster Machine. So you can tell he's got a small body, but a comically huge head. So yeah. And of course, it's designed after the CB01 in animal mode. So, or Buster animal mode, I think that's what it's called. So, yeah. So articulation, the tail can go side to side. And of course, the head can, tilt, like if he's curious, like if it's, curious or something like that, So, yeah. The front legs can move forward, but that's just for transformation. But the back legs only move side to side, so that's it. So, there you go. Now, what I'm going to do is we're going to take a look at these alters individually, and then we'll go to the combinations. So let's take a look at the Kyuranger Alter. Next up is the Kyuranger Alter, and you can tell this is designed after Gabutira. So you can tell it's pretty comical, but it's basically Gabutira but with no legs, just the feet. That's it. So yeah. I mean, look, you can see like the body here is all stickered up, and it looks very nice too if you apply them correctly. So yeah. And as you can tell, the toes, and yes, these are stickers, unfortunately. And yes, these are ones you have to like wrap around the plastic. Of course, I know I hate those type of stickers. But for articulation, the only thing you can do is twist the tail, which is a drill, just like it did with the original DX toy or Gabutira. And of course, the mouth can open and close. So that's something. So, yeah. And of course, this can rotate, but that is for transformation. This can rotate, and this can rotate, but that's, again, for transformation. So, yeah. That is the Kyuranger Alter. Next up on the list is the Kyuranger Alter, and this is designed after the Shishi Voyager, who this mech is belonged to Shishi Red. So, yeah, it's pretty close to the original DX version. So pretty close. It's almost looks the same. Well, almost. So not much has changed. So not much has changed over from the DX version that came with the Q. It makes up Q Reno. So yeah, articulation. The mouth can open and close, which I forgot some frame. But yeah, you can see the mouth does open and close. So yeah. So yeah, and yes, these the front feet do fold in, or the front landing struts, I should say. So yeah. So yeah, and yes, this Q-Tama, which of course you can tell becomes the chest for any one of the figures that can combine with this, does go on into one of these slots. So yes, you can do the whole Q-Tama, switching thing gimmick. So you can actually do that. So. And yes, they're actually underneath here as well. So, yeah. That's it for the Kyuranger Alter. And last but not least, we have the Kyuranger Alter, designed after Kirame Red's Machine Fire. So yeah, it's just a nice, short, condensed version of Machine Fire. The original DX version. So yeah, of course we got 3 or 6 clear red wheels which do spin individually. So yeah, of course we got the ladder here and a turret, which does rotate all the way around. Now I will explain what this piece is for once we get to the combinations between Don Momotaro, Don Goku, Don Murasame, and Don Robotaro figures respectively. Regardless if it's, and of course all these alters do combine with either the MiniPla versions or the Change Hero versions of those 4 figures I mentioned. So yeah, which we'll get to that. So yeah. So, and yes, it does roll. Okay, not perfect, but okay. So yeah. So that is that. So next we're gonna bring in Don Momotaro Alter. All right, so start with is the Go Busters Alter. So we're gonna go ahead and prepare this, guys. So we're going to go ahead and fold this gray piece like this, remove it, and fold up the legs. So they're we'll fold up the back legs like this. Remove the head and fold these up. And I'm gonna flip these panels up like this. So just like that. And then you're going to take this gray piece that I removed and plug it onto the front. Like that. Now all you're going to do is, the one thing you're going to remove is just the forearm. That's it. So, no. Now, I'm not sure what this extra red piece is for. I'm not sure what this is even for. I'm not sure it does require for this particular figure, but here we go. So plug that on and plug the head in. Now, if you do own well, actually, figure I did look this up. It turns out that the Go Busters, the Go Busters Alter gear is actually part of the. I'm trying to look this up. Okay, it's part of the third wave of K-Toy Avatar gears. Okay. So, just want to put that out. So, okay. So basically, if you have this attached, which by the way, you don't have to attach the alter gears on the back. It's just for cosmetic. So, I mean, the alter parts is what really matters here. So, yeah. So here is Don Go Bust Momotaro Alter. So there you go. It just gives me a big claw arm. So yeah, that's that. All right, next we're gonna compare. Okay. So what I have here are 2 Goku alters. One on the left here is the MiniPla one. The one on the right is the Change Heroes version. So we're gonna show when you combine the Go Busters Alter with the MiniPla release. Again, this is actually the same thing as the Change Heroes version. So remove the whole arm. Put in the Go Buster Alter head like usual. Plugs in like that, easily. And of course, you can take the gear if you want to. You can plug it on the back like this. And if you do own the K-Toy exclusive version of this gear, you can plug it onto the back of the Change Heroes one as well. And this is where I come to find out what this red piece is for. This piece right here, this is actually meant for Don Goku. Because if you attach this without it, which you can, it's not going to move. It could barely move forward. So that's why they actually gave you this red piece here as an extension. So I think that's what it's really. I think this is what this is really for, just for this particular figure. I can plug it in there. There we go. Okay, so there we go. So you can create Don Go Bust Goku Alter. So yeah, and you want to guess, this will attach the exact same way as the Change Heroes version. So just want to point that out. And here he is. Here's the Go Busters Alter combined with Don Murasame to make Don Go Bus Murasame Alter. Just, you don't need to use the red piece for this one. Alright, now let's talk about the combination between, with Don Robotaro. You attach the head like normal, like by, removing the chest piece. Now, the arm one's is a bit weird. The problem is that this one has like a peg. This one's actually connected via peg, and there's no hole in it. So, which if you know what I mean by that is that if you remove just the form of Don Momotaro, you see there's just a hole, right? For this one, it's just the exact opposite. It's a peg. So you may think, oh, maybe you could just unplug the hinge and then plug this in. But the problem is that this one could barely fit. Actually, if you get it in there just enough, it can stay there and plug it in. But it's a bit of a tight fit. So what I ended up doing is I just had to just plug this in like normal. Just plug it in, and it's a very, very tight fit. So here you go. So he's going to end up with a stiff hand. So there's no elbow articulation for this particular one. So, but it's possible to do, at least. So here you go. So this is a non-canon combination, and you can tell it's called Don Go Bus Robotaro. So that covers Go Bus. So that covers the Go Bus Alter, the Go Busters Alter. Let's bring in the Kyuranger Alter. All right, next up we'll do the Kyuranger Alter combinations. So we'll start with Don Momotaro. So what we're going to do is remove the feet, fold this head back, and remove it, and leave this peg down like this. So, put the feet on like this, and make sure that the hollow bit is facing downwards. So, and put it onto the peg where the head was. So just like this. So this becomes a drill arm. So, all you do for Don Momotaro, remove the whole left arm and replace it with this, and put the Gabatira head or the Kyuranger Alter head onto the front like this. And if you do own the gear, this thing goes from MiniPla, plug it onto the back. And then you have Don Kyoryu Momotaro Alter. Basically, he just gets a big drill arm, which is actually kind of a interesting little reference to Abaranger, but also I believe it's one of the what's it called, the Judenryu? I think it's what the mecha are called in Kyuranger, called Dricera. Basically, which is a pink Triceratops mech, but with a drill for a tail. So nice little reference there. So, or homage in this case. So yeah. So there you go. Now let's try it with Don Goku. And here's what it looks like with Don Goku Alter. Of course, he called this Don Kyoryu Dodor Goku Alter. So there you go. Looks a little weird, but hey, that's just how it is. And yes, this can be compatible with the MiniPla version of this figure as well. And here it is with Don Murasame to create Don Kyoryu Murasame Alter. And yes, I did point out this quality control issue I had with the in my MiniPla Go Kyuranger Alter review, which I did recently took a look at. So yeah, I did point that out. So there it is with Don Murasame. And last but not least, here's what it looks like with Don Robotaro. And again, this is the Change Heroes figure. So yeah, not much of a difference, except there's only one little exception. Because how big this arm is, you can't really fold it out far. You can't swing it out to the side because it will pop up because of how big the sunglasses are, the shades. So yeah, just to keep that in mind. But hey, at least it's compatible. So you can safely say that the Kyuranger Alter is compatible with all four of the main alters, being Momotaro, Dorogoku, Murasame, and Robotaro from the Change Heroes line across the board. So with that out of the way, let's move on to the Kyuranger Alter. Yeah, Kyuranger. All right, next up, we're going to try out the combinations with the Kyuranger Alter. So take the Kyuranger Alter, remove the Kyutama off like that. Now, just a fair warning, this does involve part swapping. Just a fair warning. Oh, wow. I didn't realize my sticker. Oh, my God. This sticker just slid off. Okay. That's weird. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. That's weird. Okay. Okay. So we're going to move the front wings of the Kyuranger Alter. And I guess what I was going to say, this involves part swapping. So, yeah. You can take the legs like this, fold them up like this. No. So you want to make sure that the red stickers right here are facing out, because this thing becomes a jetpack. So, yeah. And of course from here, make sure that the silver stickers are facing out like this, along with the red stickers. So, like that. Also, for the front landing struts, make sure you fold them in. That way, the way the peg is usable. So, yeah. And take Donbrothers. And I'm not sure you're required to remove this piece. I don't think you have to do that, but... So... I guess you have to do this. But again, plug the Kyutama into the chest like this. So you can make Kyuranger Momotaro Alter. And as if you want to, you can actually plug the Zonglass sword into his hand like this, if you want to. So, okay. Alright. So there you go. So basically, it just gives Donbrothers Alter a jetpack. So, yeah. So there you go. And, oh, okay, this sticker just slid off. It just fell off. Oh, well. But that's okay, though. That's a minor thing. At least you don't see it. Now, fortunately, there is no way to plug the Kyuranger Alter on a gear on the back. So, yeah, I just want to point that out. A little unfortunate, but oh well. Okay, before we get to Donbrothers Goku, okay, I did look at the instructions. It turns out you have to remove this black piece that was from the back, and then plug the Kyuranger Alter in, and then plug this back on, and then you can plug the gear. This is where you can plug the gear back in. Plug the gear in. So, there you go. But the problem is it's going to make him a little back heavy. Well, actually not back heavy, really. But, because how big the feet are, it actually does help the weight a little bit. So, there you go. Just a little correction I want to point out. So, there you go. Okay, so let's try combining the Kyuranger Alter with Donbrothers Goku Alter. Now, of course, what I'm using here is the Change Heroes version. So, you can attach the Kyutama on the chest like normal. No problem. However, the problem is the position of the hole. We have to plug in this. You can plug it in like this. I mean, if you look at it from the front, it looks okay. But if you look on the back, it looks a little weird. Now, if you want, you can try. Well, I wouldn't try because the spine gets in the way. So I guess you have no choice but to just plug it in like this. So, yeah. Yeah, it looks a little strange, but again, if you look at it from the front, it doesn't look that bad. So yeah, so you could do Kyuranger Goku Alter. So yeah, it works. And no, you cannot attach the gear on anywhere in the back. So yeah. Yeah. And here is with Donbrothers Alter. So yeah, not much of a difference in terms of transformation, how to combine it. So yeah, I mean, you attach the Kyutama on the chest like normal, and you attach the jetpack, like the rest of the Alter like normal. So yeah, so you can create Kyuranger Alter. And here is combined with Donbrothers. You can combine it the same exact way as you would with Donbrothers and Donbrothers. However, it's a little bit back heavy because since how small the feet are. You have to get them like a little hunched over a little bit just to keep the center of balance. So, yeah. Well, at least it's possible. At least it's compatible. So, and I will say this. The Kyutama does fit snugly onto the chest. Which if you look at. So, yeah. It's interesting. Unless you put a, maybe put the Zonglass sword, maybe it'll help it a little bit, help the balance. Okay, that kind of helps. Okay. So with the Zonglass sword in his hand, you can actually help the balance out a little bit. So there you go. So that covers the Kyuranger Alter. Now let's bring the last altar, the Kyuranger Alter. All right, last altar we'll cover is the Kyuranger Alter. So to prep it up, we're going to remove this piece and then pull this whole turret piece off, or ladder piece. And we're going to split this in half like this. Now for this one, all you have to do is just pop the feet off. That's all you have to do. Just pop the feet off and go ahead and plug this into the halves of the Kyuranger Alter. Just like that. I'll come to the back and go ahead and remove, actually. Now, this is where this piece comes in. Basically, they give you two options on how to attach the cannon. If you want to plug it in like this, and like that, if you want to, you can do that. And oh, wait! I forgot. There's actually one more piece I forgot to remove. This piece here. This is going to plug onto the chest like this. I forgot to do that. So there you go. You can do that option, or if you want to, and this is where they give you this black piece down there. Remove this piece and put this piece in, which of course you have to plug this in first, and then plug it into this here. And plug this back on. Which actually straightens out the cannon a little bit. So yeah. But the problem is that it's not gonna move this arm a little bit. So you have to make this arm stationary. So yeah. At least they give you that option, or that could be just solely for the MiniPla version of Don Momotaro Alter. So yeah. And of course, if you want, you can actually plug this back on. And then or if you want, you can plug in the Kyuranger Alter gear on the back. So you can make Don Kyuranger Momotaro Alter. So, yeah. So yeah, it's basically he gets a shoulder cannon and a pair of roller skates. So yeah, pretty interesting, pretty cool. And of course it does roll, so that's pretty neat. And here it is combined with Don Goku Alter. Now, of course, the feet do plug in like normal. Okay, just like with Don Momotaro. And I forgot to point out with Don Momotaro that there is ankle articulation. So, there you go. It does have that. And of course, the chest piece that was from this black piece does attach like normal. Now, the cannon, I have to like think about this. I decided to just plug it onto the side of the shoulder. That's it. So it's still a shoulder cannon, but obviously this is not canon to the show, so of course no pun intended there. So I have to think about this. So yeah, and of course the gear does attach like normal. Same applies if you put this on the MiniPla release of Don Goku Alter. So there you go. And no, you do not need to use this piece right here, because this piece is solely meant for Don Momotaro Alter. So yeah, either it's for the Change Heroes or the MiniPla version of that figure. So yeah. All right, now let's move on to Don Murasame Alter. And here it's combined with Don Murasame. Now, I take what I said about this black adapter piece right here where I'm pointing at, about being solely for Don Momotaro. You can also use this for Don Murasame as well. Sorry. So yeah. But thankfully, this adapter piece is very, very tight. You know, from the peg, it's so tight. So you can actually make them hold like this. You know, display it like this. So yeah. So you could do Don Kyuranger Murasame Alter. So yeah. Of course, you know, the previous ones being Don Kyuranger Doragoku Alter, and this guy being Don Kyuranger Murasame Alter. All right, so we're going to move on to Donbrothers. Now, let's talk about Donbrothers' compatibility with the Kyuranger Alter. He's partially compatible. I mean, you attach a chest piece on like normal. You can attach the cannon along with this adapter piece, this extra black piece here, like normal as well. And you can attach this the sheath for the Zonglass sword onto the back as well, as also the gear that's associated with the altar. However, you cannot attach these pieces right here onto the feet. That's because the ball joint is smaller than the previous 3 figures I looked at. So there is no way you can attach these onto there. So yeah, that's a little unfortunate. So yeah, I just want to point that out. And with that covers the Legend Alter set from Premium Bandai. So overall, I do recommend this set if you want to finish up collecting all the altars, since there's a total of 11 altars. And they're pretty fun to build too. Of course. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. I mean, I do like the combinations, even though some are a bit weird, of course. I think out of all the altars that we've gotten from Donbrothers, I would say the Tokyojin one is the weirdest because it just becomes becomes like a pair of claws and it becomes like a tank thing or something like that. It was a little strange, but yeah. And of course, I present to you all 4 of the humanoid altars. We got Dondora Goku, Don Momotaro, Don Robotaro, and Don Murasame altar. And of course, all these 4 are Change Heroes figures. And to the bottom of them, of course, here's the this is the display set that came with the MiniPla release of Dondora Goku altar. They came packaged with the Kyuranger Alter. So yeah. And to the left, we got 4 Change Hero altars, which would be we got Tokyojin, Zyuohger, Ryusoulger, and Ninja. Which these 4 did eventually get MiniPla releases. They originally came out as Change Heroes in the first place. And to the right, we got all of the MiniPla exclusives. Bluebon Ranger, Pat Ranger. Oh wait, I forgot to put the Go Busters altar in. My bad. Yeah, Bluebon Ranger, Pat Ranger, Go Busters, Kyuranger, and Gokaiger. So that's all the MiniPla exclusive altars. And yeah, so that is it. Now there is no Zenkaiger altar. There does exist a gear of that, but there was no physical appearance of the Zenkaiger altar. Unless Don Zenkaijo was a Zenkaiger altar. I think that hasn't been confirmed yet. But so yeah. That pretty much covers all the altars released in Donbrothers. That's it. I'm done. So thank you all for watching. And of course, my next review after this I'm gonna go back to Unit Roborn, where I'm gonna take a look at the Unit Robo Crocodile Banana Juice figure. So thank you all for watching. If you like what you saw, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon next to it. If you want to follow my Twitter and like my Facebook page, links are down below in the description. So I'll catch you all next time. めでたしめでた